So what do your parents do, Mom?
Hun, you've never called me that. But you could if it was a job, though, right?
Some of this movie is about parenting, and specifically like how Old Dolio is parented and the lack of consent children have over decisions that are made for a lot of their life. Has working on this movie made you think about like how you were parented or how you'd like to be parented? Like, I know it made me as a mom think like, am I doing the right things?
Yeah. Oh gosh, aren't we just constantly asking ourselves those questions? I feel like part of our job as parents is to be the best we can be, but to also make mistakes, because our kids learn just as much from our mistakes. At least in my experience. And I think the themes in this film, especially around parenting and about who ultimately parents us and what parenting really is, and a chosen family, I think is something that we're hearing more and more about, especially in I think the queer community can relate to that, of who your family really is. Sometimes it's not your biological family, or doesn't feel like it is. This theme of breaking patterns, I think, is something that we're becoming more and more aware of. And, there's the saying of, a son that doesn't get hugged by his father grows up to not hug his own son. And I think that's very true. And I think it takes a lot of work and a lot of self-awareness to break those patterns and those cycles. And I think that's one of the things Old Dolio is going through in the film, this sort of self-realization, and how do I remain close with my family and still stay true to who I am and still get the things that I need and accept them for who they are. And these are all things that come to mind.
Tell me about where Old Dolio's amazing dance skills came from. Like, it kind of seems like she both had no sense of like what dancing looks like and fully didn't care. Do you know what I mean?
It's true. We talked a lot about not just Old Dolio's physicality, and obviously, because that's a huge part of the movie. But one of the things we that was very important was that dance sequence. It's when she really busts out of her shell. And what would it look like if someone has never danced before and is just trying this on? And what do they draw upon? And how do they do this? And so obviously she draws upon the con that she knows, the physicality of the roll and the jumping, and that morphs into a very primal expression of what she's going through. And I think a lot of what we brought to Old Dolio and the physicality, what Miranda and I talked about a lot, was this primal animalistic nature about her. And so we actually drew upon, which will sound weird, but animals. And so you see she's kind of pawing in the dance, she's clawing, she's pawing, she's like trying to break free. She's very creature-like almost. So that was something we worked on a lot. Yeah.
So at one point, Old Dolio goes on a gas station shopping spree. What are you picking up if that's you?
Ooh, jalapeno chips. Big fan of those. I love those baked beans, right? The Boston baked beans. Gum, gotta have gum, and beef jerky.
They're my parents.
In what sense?
We split everything 3 ways. We have since I was little. I don't want to do it that way this time.
Don't.